This week we're beginning a new book, the book of Exodus, which in Hebrew is called the book of Shemos, which is really translates as the book of names. So I want to speak about names. In Hebrew, the word for name is Shem, and the word for soul is Nashama. The root of the word Nashama is Shem, is your name. There's something about our names that are linked to our souls. When our parents name us, they get Ruach HaKodesh, they get some kind of divine prophecy that helps the parents choose just the right name for their child. So their child has this name, we grow up with our names, and we have a potential to manifest that name in the world. Maybe we're named after ancestors. Maybe the root of the word of the name of our name has a meaning that we're going to express in the world. And there are a few examples in this week's Torah portion which are worth shining a light on. One is Moshe. So the daughter of Pharaoh sees the little ark on the river Nile. She pulls it out, and inside is Moses, and she names him Moshe because she drew him out. The word Moshe means to draw out. And Moses in his life is the person who God chooses to be the one to draw out the Jewish people from the land of Egypt. So Moses, the one who was drawn out, becomes the one who is drawing out the Jewish people from the land of Egypt. Pharaoh has a decree to kill all the baby boys. And the midwives, Shifra and Puah, refuse to follow through on that edict. But also they're women who by their names, by the essence of who they are, treat these babies in such a way. Shifra means to beautify, and she beautifies them, she cleans them, she straightens their limbs, she looks after them when they're born. And Puah means to coo and to soothe the children, which is what she does as part of a reflection of her name. So Shifra and Puah, the one who beautifies and the one who soothes, is how they manifest their names, is the way in which they treat these little children when they're born. And finally, I'd like to speak about the incident at the burning bush, where God says to Moses, I want you to be the one. You're the one I'm choosing to be the one to bring out the Jewish people from Egypt. And Moses says to God, who are you? What name shall I say? Who shall I say is the God that is the one who is telling me to do this? How do I describe you? And we have many names in our Jewish tradition for God, each of which is a way in which we experience God in the world. When we experience God as merciful, we have a name. When we experience God as judgmental, we have a name for that, and so on. But in this case, Moses is saying to God, what name shall I say who you are? How are you going to manifest yourself? And God says, I shall be. Tell the people I shall be is with them in the land of Egypt, meaning that we as a Jewish people need to know that God is with us, even in our suffering, even in our bondage, even in our slavery, that God is with us. So when Moses says to God, who are you that is sending me? God says to Moses, tell the people that I will be with them. That's what we need to know. That's the expression of God in the world that we need to know when we're in our slavery. So I wanted to pull out the importance of names, how important they are, how foundational they are to who we are. And just as a final note, that one of the things that Hitler did, Yamach Shemo, was that he took away our names. When we were in the Holocaust and the Shoah, that we became numbers. And that was very, very meaningful that we need our names. Our names are foundational. And that was one of the three things that the Jewish people in the land of Egypt did not get rid of. They did not get rid of their distinctive clothing, there's this distinctive language, and their Jewish names. So just want to highlight the importance of our Jewish name. If we don't have one, we should get one. And that's the name that you carry with you, that manifests who you are, that is the foundation of who you are.